Welcome to a humble Highland home. It's good to have you here with me today. There are many opinions on whether you should trim back onions as they grow. I work on a personal preference basis, whatever works for you. I wanted to show the before and after I trimmed these onions. They're planted alongside the tomatoes in the polytunnel to maximise space and to protect the tomatoes from pests. These onions were trimmed 5 days ago and already have lots of new shoots. However, the onions on the other side are really struggling to hold up the weight of their leaves, and as much as I try not to, I regularly stood on as I walked by. Cutting back the tops should also encourage the onion's energy to go to the roots to continue to grow the bulb rather than trying to support lots of greenery. An added bonus to trimming back the onions is that it will give us an extra harvest that I will use in the kitchen, and I will preserve some for later. There are many plants that can provide us with a secondary harvest, as you will have seen in my previous video where I used some garlic scapes and I used some leek scapes. So by getting to know the life cycle of the plants that you grow, what they can provide and what to avoid can be very helpful in planning your kitchen garden. But there's no better way of learning than actually practicing it and experimenting with different things that work for you. I noticed when I came into the polytunnel today that we had some radish that was ready for picking before they turn woody in texture and not too good to eat. This is another plant with double edible benefits, as you can eat the radish and also the radish greens. The radish leaves can make a lovely pesto. However, I don't need them today and they are wilting very, very quickly. I always take the leaves off straight away to avoid the radish becoming too dry, as the leaves will try to recover and avoid wilting. The leaves will make a welcome addition to the compost, and the radish I will pop it in a jar of water and keep it in the fridge to help keep them fresher for longer. I wash the onion tops twice just to make sure that we've got any bugs off them, and then spin them to get as much water off them as possible. There are lots and lots of ways of using onion tops. I would use them instead of spring onions. I would use them in a salad, maybe chopped up as a garnish. They could be added to savoury baking or just general cooking. But today I'm going to preserve some. I'm going to dry some of the onion tops using the food dehydrator, and this is why I wanted to get as much water off them as possible after washing them. Don't have to use a dehydrator. You could use a low oven or just air dry them, just like anything else that you're trying to dry. Between the leek scapes, the garlic scapes, and now the onions tops, I have lots of things drying at the moment. The onion tops took most of the day to dry out completely. It's important to ensure that they are completely dry. If not, they will just start to mould when you store them in your jar. I'll keep these in a sealed jar in a darkened pantry, and they'll be good to use for the rest of the year. I've also frozen some on a tray. Freezing them on the tray helps to prevent them sticking together. And then I just put them in a bag to store back in the freezer for when I need them. So this is how I use and preserve the bonus harvest from the onions. Some for now. Don't forget to share some and preserve some for later. Thank you for joining me here today. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. But for now, take care of yourself and others, and I'll see you in the next video.